Hi, my name's Melinda Gallant. Welcome to Cape Conversations. We are at the Community Green in Sandwich, Massachusetts. The Community Green is being built by the Housing Assistance Corporation of Cape Cod. And the great news is we're standing on the deck of the Curio House. And it's very curious because it's ecologically correct. So come along, let's have a Cape Conversation. Well, I am joined today by a most exciting person. Actually, gosh, how long have I known you?
Exciting, huh?
Yeah, you're an exciting person. I have been on so many panels with him where he's gotten to speak and just showed me up terribly. I am with Mr. Rick Presbury, which I didn't realize your real name was Frederick.
Frederick, oh yeah.
Frederick Presbury.
Means peaceful ruler.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll ask your wife about that one. Anyway.
She's a not so peaceful ruler.
Anyway, and he is the CEO of the Housing Assistance Corp, or as it's called affectionately, HAC.
Hack, yeah.
That's right.
We're all hacks.
We're all hacks. So tell me, Rick, how long have you been doing this?
I founded the organization in 1974, so I guess that comes up to about 37 years.
Holy tamales.
I know. They should have let me go long ago.
Really? Any plans to retire? Nah.
Well, when I start to drool and stuff, I think they'll let me know that it's time for my quick exit.
There you go.
And I will get the hint.
There you go. There you go. Well, tell me, now, we're in a very special place. This whole area is, first of all, it's in Sandwich, Massachusetts. It's not in Hyannis. I know how passionate you are about housing for Cape Cod and for those people that either can't afford the housing or don't have housing or may never get housing. Why is this place so special?
Well, I think that it's special for a lot of reasons. First of all, our original goal with this, a decade ago, was to use all of our experience to create a housing development that not only provided affordable housing for people, that provided a sense of community. That is where everybody feels comfortable together, they know each other and so forth, and they have a common sort of being there. Mm-hmm. The third thing was to provide some jobs, job training, job exposure, and jobs in the area, whether it's in the industrial park, on the premises for HAC or other employers. And the fourth thing is so that we can demonstrate an ecological lifestyle. So the Curio House that we're sitting in front of is a demonstration of a house that uses less energy than it sells to the grid, so that the house makes a profit essentially on its utilities. And because a lot of other things here that we're doing, the organic gardens for example, and the housing we'll build here is all designed to be kind to Earth's resources and to help people do behavior change, to have fun while conserving rather than being tortured to conserve.
You mean pay as you throw?
No. Yesterday in our, recently we had an event here in Sandwich called the Big Fix, and we were laughing because we cleaned out one house that had maybe 150 bags of trash, and you pay it, you throw it. Wouldn't have been very economical.
Right.
But I'm a big fan of actually pay as you throw, to tell you the truth, because people have been so slow to adopt recycling in a comprehensive way. We do it at home, and we're down to one bag of trash a week, down from probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, we're down to 2. And so we are trashy people.
Yeah, and sometimes we have more than one, but by and large, one big bag will do it, and it's because most of the stuff we have gets recycled. And
right.
I honestly love to go to the landfill every Saturday because I feel good about it. You know, it's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be getting that if I was taking 5 or 6 bags of trash. So I know it's controversial in the communities that it's in. They've tried it in other communities here, and people grouse about paying for trash bags. But
I think in Sandwich one of the biggest problems was trying to find the trash bags because everybody said they had them and then nobody had them.
Yeah,
it was one of those.
Yeah, I don't live
they
in
talked.
Sandwich,
I know.
I'm not an insider.
Well, they talked about it before they did it. One of those things. Oh, you got to get out there, and then they weren't there. So I think that was rather frustrating. However, you are right. It is a very good thing. And talking about this property, how many acres are here?
47 acres.
Wow, that's a lot of land on Cape Cod.
Well, it's a lot of land in Sandwich, and you can probably remember when we first proposed this.
There were a lot of people that were.
Yeah, we were not greeted warmly.
It's Sandwich,
to say the least. But I feel very good about the town of Sandwich now. There's been a change in the relationship. I think we've tried to demonstrate that we want to be here to benefit the town, not to hurt the town. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback now. And of course, some things have changed with the project. which is the natural evolution of things.
Sure, sure.
And I think it's an asset for the community. And it'll take time. This is not, we can't, if we could do it quickly, we would, but we can't. There are a lot of things that are very good that take a long time. Mashpee Commons, has been in construction since '86.
And it will continue to be under construction.
Yeah, and so will this. So
same
it's going
thing.
to take us a while, but I think in the end, and during the process, it's going to become more and more popular. It's actually pretty popular here now.
Yeah, and because you have a lot of people coming to the gardens,
Yeah,
the community
and
gardens.
with the market garden too, it's been very popular. The idea that we sell market shares and take stuff to the farmers market and so forth.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and
that's great.
this year we sold shares, and even the Curio House, which eventually, when we get up to speed, it's going to be a place that people come through and see how things work. I mean, Jim is going to be taking courses and things to learn all about this, so that a couple of years from now he'll be an expert in this stuff, and maybe I'll know a little too. And the whole idea that each house should be independent of every other one, and we shouldn't all be on a big grid.
So that we all lose our power at the same time.
Yeah, so we all lose our power at the same time. I mean, there are a lot of things that can be done better ways, and this is our effort to try and do it. And this has been somewhat expensive. We've raised a lot of money to do this. It's somewhat problematic, but some of those things that are worth doing, that you're swimming upstream, you have to do them anyway.
Right, you do. You're absolutely right. And talking a little bit about resources and conserving resources and what have you. Do you, just recently in what was it, Saturday, the entire Southwest, from everything from San Diego clear through New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, down into Mexico, went off the grid because one guy flipped the wrong switch and did something, which shows you really how kind of scary it is that we are kind of vulnerable to those kinds of things happening. So something like this wouldn't happen because you'd be independent.
I think that in our lives, oil is seen as so basic to us, and we forget that at one time in America, right where we sit, that beaver pelts were like oil is now.
That's right.
I mean, I think probably people don't know that, but they were huge.
Right.
Then it became sperm oil.
Right.
It was just huge.
Right.
And now it's oil. 100 years from now, people are going to look back and say they were burning oil in their house. That's crazy. Why were they doing that?
Right, right.
And I think that getting there a little more quickly is better for all of us financially, better for us health-wise,
Right.
and probably better for us in terms of our economy as well.
Sure. I think you're probably right. Now, what other projects is HAC doing throughout Cape Cod?
Well, I should talk about this one some more too, actually.
Oh, you can. Well, no, you can. The reason why I'm asking you the question is because we have a beautiful, this beautiful rendering of what's going on here. A little hard to see from this camera length, and
sure.
we're gonna take it back to the studio.
Well, let me just quickly answer my question and your question, more or less at the same time. There's going to be an enterprise center here. That's going to be in some ways a sheltered workshop, in other ways a place that people come who are not quite ready to go to work and get acclimated to the notion of working. And there are
these
some
folks are these what would be termed as are homeless?
Could be homeless families and individuals, but I don't think the line will be drawn there really ultimately. What we want to do is give people skills, but sometimes those skills including an orientation towards working. There are a lot of people, who didn't grow up in households where work was the ethic.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on in our society now that makes people want to, earn more and work less.
Right.
And so the reality is, here in America, I think we're going to have to work more, if anything, or certainly make the best of our time. We're going to try and help that here. But we're going to have people living here who are veterans, people who are elderly. We have an application.
Oh my God! I could start applying soon, right?
That's right. We'll get on the list. I know it will be a nice place to live. We'll have families here, all different kinds of housing, but all of it will be intensively solar and intensively conservation oriented. Each unit will have what we call a dashboard, so that you can tell what your energy consumption is versus other people's.
Oh, so it'll be a little competition.
Competition, yes, and you'll get some satisfaction out of getting a good score. As people do with their gas mileage on their cars. The Toyota Prius, has that dashboard where you can see it's all going on, and people have loved the Prius because it was different and because it seemed like the right thing to do.
I'll tell you, a lot of people I know who own Priuses, they don't understand what that dashboard means.
Well, if they lived here, they
would know. That's good.
The other developments, we're doing quite a few other developments, in spite of the fact that it's hard to get financial resources right now to do developments. The next one that I think will go into construction at any moment is 45 units of elderly housing, senior housing in Bourne.
Oh, wonderful.
We have a project coming along in Mashpee. We have a project coming along in Dennis.
Now Mashpee has two. I spend a lot of time in Mashpee, so they have two elderly housing areas.
We got a
right
small
now.
family housing project. It's 10 units.
Oh, wonderful.
That's connected to a 6-unit project that the Housing Authority has that will be hooked up to the sewer system
Oh, wonderful.
off of 151. And then
Wonderful.
we have a project in Dennis, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
We're building 40 houses, affordable houses in Nantucket, believe it or not, all 40 for
You
home
know, and
ownership.
isn't it funny? People don't think that people in Nantucket need affordable housing. They have no idea that the year-round residents how bad they do need.
Well, I mean, if every
Badly
house is
they
$1
need
million
it.
or more,
Yeah,
you're
how
in
do
trouble,
you live?
right?
Yeah,
You know,
especially if you're a server or a
Well, there's-
chef or whatever.
Yeah, there are still people that have jobs like yours and mine, and,
Right.
and jobs that don't pay a lot. And how
Right.
do they live in Nantucket? And
Right.
Nantucket has a vested interest in making it
Sure.
possible for people to stay there.
Sure.
So it is kind of funny to be building 40 affordable homes on Nantucket, but we're glad to do it. And you know, I think we pride ourselves in having the skills, but also being a local organization that has
Right.
some of the same interests that the places that have us do it
Sure.
have. We want to be good stewards in the community, and that's important to us. And I hope our reputation over the years has been a good one, and from what I hear, it generally is. I mean,
I think it is. I don't think anybody would deny. I mean, everybody knows what the Housing Assistant Corp is and everything that you have done. I mean, they do know that.
I had a funny experience with this project,
Mm-hmm.
where at the time, just shortly after it was most controversial, I got a call from one of the selectmen, and somebody who had not been friendly towards us, and he said to me, you know, we're interested in having somebody do such and such a project. And I said, you mean you're interested in us doing it? And he said, yes. And I said, I thought you disliked us. And he said, well, yes, I do dislike you, but I know you're good at what you do. So
Well, there you go.
I'll take that compliment anytime.
A dear lady who has since passed away, her name was Lee Coe,
Yeah, I know.
and Dean, her husband,
Yeah.
who's still living.
I know Lee very well.
And Lee was such a proponent for you.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just, it was like she was a cheerleader with pom-poms. So isn't this lovely that, you know, this is now really trying to take shape and move forward? I think about people like that, how much she invested time and effort into making this
Yeah.
happen, and that's a wonderful thing.
Well, she shared the vision, and Lee was a wonderful person. Obviously fought a long battle with heart
Yeah.
disease, and it was sad to lose her, but she was around longer than some of us thought she might be.
Well, and look what
I
she
know.
got to see some of this.
I
So,
know.
and that's so wonderful.
Well,
Absolutely.
Lee was a big proponent. Neil Pratt, who
Oh, sure.
has continued to be from the beginning.
Right,
And Neil,
right.
Neil's very much alive.
Yes,
not in the
yes,
same
yes,
category
he
as-
is very much alive.
As Lee, but
Yeah,
yeah, Neil has been fantastic
Oh, that's
with us.
great.
He's given so much
That's
in
great.
terms of, you know, money, but time and effort. A ton of time and effort, including our recent Big Fix in Sandwich, where, of course, he got
Wonderful.
such great coverage in the Cape Cod Times.
Right.
He didn't. I talked-
Where was that again? I don't remember.
Well, there were 8 houses in Sandwich that on September 11th we did repairs to with about 100 volunteers.
Wow.
And we found people who, 7 of the houses were occupied by elderly people who had some basic things that needed to get done that they couldn't get done.
Right.
And then one person with fairly severe handicap that was featured in the paper.
Oh, okay, I saw that.
Which
yeah.
is- So we do, this is the second year of our Big Fix. We were planning to do it every year in a different town. And it's not a moneymaker, it's not a fundraiser,
Mm-hmm. No,
obviously.
it's just doing good.
Yeah, it's just doing good, because we'd always thought we should have some public funding to do work with elderly in their homes, because we have so many senior citizens on Cape Cod that have so much trouble getting little things done around the
Sure.
house that they used to always do themselves.
Sure.
And so we thought, well, that would be great if we could do that, but since public funding was in short supply, we
Sure.
decided we would do it with volunteers.
Wonderful.
And the staff was kind of pushed back a little bit for a while. Even this year they pushed back, but the conversations I've had with staff are, I can't wait till next year.
Right. And are you always going to do it on September 11th?
No, we're going to do it on the weekend.
On whatever that weekend?
Well, I mean, it was preferable to do it on a Saturday than a Sunday. We did it on
Right.
Sunday this year because it was,
The 10th anniversary.
the 10th anniversary. But
And that's the focus, I believe, of everything with September 11th.
Yes.
Is
So normally-
paying it forward and
we'll be doing it on a
Doing good
Saturday
things.
and then finishing up the things that don't get left over from Saturday on Sunday. That's the way it's supposed to work.
yeah, that's wonderful. That's really terrific.
But you know, people don't know if who haven't done that.
No.
at
How
the
much
end
fun
of,
it is.
At the end of the day, it's like the best day you ever had.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's not, but it is a penalty to give up your Saturday where you've got all these things.
Well, especially as
scheduled and
beautiful as
you're
last Saturday
tired
was.
and you want to sleep in the morning. And I'm the same way. I would never do this stuff if I wasn't kind of forced to. But when I do it, I'm
You
just
feel better.
I
Yeah.
absolutely.
And are
love
you
it.
handy around the house?
I'm a very handy person.
Shall I call Melanie and ask her for handy? I
She
do happen
would-
to know your wife.
That she would completely agree with.
Oh, she would. All
You
right.
know, I am,
Excellent.
I was brought up to be a fix-it guy.
Is that right? Oh,
And
God bless you. Would you like to come to my house?
I call Jim for help sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jim is very good at both automotive and home repair stuff.
Yeah.
Better than I am, but I give him plenty to do some of the time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, that's great that you could do all that. You know, I was laughing because we had 2 blinds to put up, and I'm a justice of peace, so I had 2 weddings, 9, 10, 11, so everybody wants to get married on 9, 10, 11. Easy to remember. And I came home and the blinds were up. And I went, honey, how did you do it? And he goes, I know how to read directions. And no, I didn't try to use the Japanese version. So they work. I was quite surprised.
Well,
so.
Jim has a name for me. It's the guy who has every tool known to man.
Is that right? Well, there you go.
I love
there
tools.
you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a Dremel? I've always wanted a Dremel.
I have a Dremel.
I always wanted a Dremel. I don't know why I want one, but it just looks like it'd be fun
They're
to use.
overrated, believe
Oh,
me.
is that right?
I'll never get to be a sponsor of Dremel now.
That's true. You won't get a lot of tools given to hack for
No,
this
no.
anyway. So, well, thank you so much. So, I am sitting here right now with Mr. Jim McDougall of the McDougall clan. Scottish, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you are the occupant and the person who lives in the Curio house. So you actually live here day in and day out, is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And what's it like? Because I know that the newspaper had some pictures of the inside, which it's I mean, by today's standards, when you've got 5,000 square foot houses on the water, you know, or even larger than that, this is a little tiny house. How many square feet are in it? Do you
800
know?
square feet.
800 square feet. And everything's built in, right?
Right, exactly.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
Everything's built in. It's a Murphy bed in it. It's essentially a box,
Yeah?
is what it is. But even as we speak right now with the air conditioner running in there and whatever else is using electricity right now, we're actually getting credits from NSTAR.
So you're not on the, are you on the grid? Or
We're on the grid, but right now we're
You're giving
producing
back to
more.
them.
We're giving back to them
Wow.
more than we're using.
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
That
it's
is fabulous. That's wonderful.
It's got a lot of fabulous things. It has windows in it that the sun heats up in the wintertime. There's liquid between the panes. The sun heats that up in the wintertime. And
Yeah.
then when the sun goes down, the windows stay warm and keep the house warm.
Wow. Is there a fireplace in it or no?
No, no fireplace.
No. Well, I suppose that would be ecologically incorrect though, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
of
guess so. But
burning or
kind of
whatever.
loses the ambience. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, and what specifically do you do here? Because I know you live in the house, but in exchange for
I also help out down at the garden.
oh, you do.
There's
Okay.
a garden down there that I help out at, and there's chickens here that I look after.
Is that right? Do you have collect eggs and all of that?
We will be in the end of October.
Excellent, excellent. So now, how long have you been living here?
Just since the 1st of July.
1st of July. And are you the first full-time occupant?
Yes,
Excellent. Great. Now, you live here alone.
I do.
So, how would it be if you thought if you had 2 people in here? Would it be too small, do you think, or too crazy, or as long as you weren't, if one of you left?
I have an 8-year-old that comes over and stays with me
Yeah.
quite often, and
Yeah.
that can be a little much. But
Yeah.
no, 2 people could live here comfortably.
Yeah. Well, but an 8-year-old though wants to be outdoors anyway,
Right,
so you know,
right,
playing and doing
right.
something fun. So, oh, that's great. Well, good. Well, and do you expect to live here for at least through the year or longer
Oh,
than
absolutely,
that?
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So the experience overall, living in an 800 square foot house where everything's built in, and you've got there's solar panels on the roof and special glass windows, and
There's all
It's-
sorts of them. It's got one of those steam washer dryers here. It's a washer and dryer. It's all in one
unit, huh?
unit. Yeah.
Wow.
Just throw the clothes in. And turn
I
it
wish I
on.
had one of those. Yeah. Maybe I can bring my laundry over.
So I'm sort of, I guess, the guinea pig for this this house. We're kind of learning about it. I mean, it's all new.
Sure,
you know?
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's all new.
Right. Now I did notice there's like a little pond out front. Is that going to stay or?
No, all that. My understanding, all that will be changing when the rest of the facility is up and.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Good. Well, I noticed you've hung your quilt outside and you've got you dry your laundry by the sun.
Always. Yeah.
Always. That's
Yeah.
great.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, it smells better too.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it does. Although if you have allergies, you tend to sneeze when you do this and bring it in. But you must not have allergies.
No, I don't.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Others would be going sneezing all the time. Well, anyway, so nice to meet you, Mr.
Nice
McDougall.
to meet you as well. Thank you for coming
And thank you for doing this with us. We appreciate it.
by. You're welcome.
Well, thank you for joining me today with the Housing Assistance Corporation CEO, Rick Prisbury, and the wonderful occupant and resident of this home, Jim McDougall, and learning all about the wonderful things that the Housing Assistance Corporation is doing right here in Sandwich, Massachusetts, with a market garden and a community garden. Lots of great things happening out here. How exciting for all of us to have it right in our own backyard. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see you the next time on a Cape Conversation.